Hello everybody, Nate here from Preparation 101, and today we're going to be playing with some fire. So the first thing I have to test out today is this arc lighter here from Instafire, the Instafire Crossfire. Now you may have seen me open the alpha box in which I got this in, and I told you there was a video coming on this. Just took a little bit for the right time of year to come around. But here it is. This arc lighter, I'll show you right here. Hope that shows up. And this is supposed to be better than a regular butane lighter. It is designed to light this stuff right here from Instafire, and I'm curious what else I can light with it. So first thing, I've got one of these that's already opened. Move this out of the way here. I'm going to show you, well actually, I'll show you this way. So here on the bottom, there's a little storage container. Just unscrew it, and there does appear to be some O-rings on there that should seal this up and keep it waterproof. But you can dump a little bit of that out. It's really almost feels like a styrofoam kind of texture, but it's supposed to be good for the environment and all that kind of stuff. And you can light that. Oh, maybe. Oh. There it goes. Guess I wasn't hitting a very good piece. You can see that burning there. I will be messing around with this some more to see if I can light it with other means. Next task, pine needles. Now these are really easy to light with a lighter. This will be the next easiest thing to try and light with that arc lighter. Yeah, it's going to work. It's actually a little bit harder than using a lighter because you don't have the distance that your flame travels off the end. But so far, working pretty good. Now, next on the list, I've got some fat wood here. Might be a little bit of moisture in that. We'll see. I just picked it up this morning while I was out here. But if it doesn't work, I have some I brought from home to try out. Get rid of that. Get some really fine curls. Give this thing the benefit of the doubt here. All right, let's see how this does with some regular old fat wood. Works pretty good. Oh. I'll light that up a little better so you guys can see. All right, next on the list, we've lit fat wood. Let's just keep upping the ante here. And if it lights this one, then I'm gonna say this is a pretty useful tool. So I've got just a regular piece of wood right here. Let's see if I can feather stick this and get a nice clean slate to work with here. Gotta work at a different angle here. There's some good curls right there. Let's see how we do. And this does have a safety. You have to push the button 3 times before it'll actually go. Oh yeah, nice and easy. Very nice and easy. Okay, we'll throw that off to the side. And I did clean out a nice place to throw these things that are on fire. So I have another item that I want to test out. I've always heard of people talking about bringing pencil sharpeners along with them. Right here is a little magnesium pencil sharpener. I think these are made in Germany. I think it was around like $4 or $5 for a pack of 3 of these things. And it does have 2 blades, 2 different sizes of holes, so you don't have to be as precise with gathering up your twigs. I've got some twigs right over here. So the morning moisture is kind of on the outside of these, so I'm going to scrape those off first. Scrape the bark off, that is. Alright, that ought to be enough to give this thing a try. Oh my goodness. That's pretty neat. I wasn't sure if the stick would work the same as a pencil, but it is. It's all just coming off, and well, it was coming off in just one big old curl. So I'm gonna make a little pile of these here. This is kind of fun too. It's just a new little technique, and dang, and these shavings are thin. Those are paper thin. Wow, it won't take many sticks at all. Let's try this bigger one here. There's a little knot at the end. Yeah, that knot was messing me up in there. Okay, that should be enough to do what I want to see. So the reason I pointed out the fact that this is magnesium is if you scrape some magnesium off and hit that magnesium with your ferro rod, the spark of the ferro rod is hot enough to ignite the magnesium, which burns super duper hot and should ignite this little pile of shavings here. So another thing I want to see, so I have this little gadget here. This is the Esbit steel. It is very multi-purpose. It's designed for use with a stone, like my nice piece of yellow jasper here. For making your flint and steel fires, just put a piece of char cloth on that. But the edges are also super duper sharp 90-degree angles. Well, not super duper sharp, but just a really hard 90 degree. So it makes it really useful for, clean that off a little bit, for scraping your ferro rod. But I want to see if those 90-degree angles are sharp enough to get some magnesium dust off of this thing, because I don't like using my knife blade for that. Oh yeah. That's surprisingly easy. And they do make the magnesium and ferro rod strikers where the ferro rod's attached to a block of magnesium, but I like the big ferro rod better. And this was just something that I thought would be fun to have for a real emergency. You have a way of getting some really nice shavings. You have something you can light with your ferro rod that's guaranteed to ignite. So that's kind of the thought process behind this over one of those magnesium blocks and ferro rod strikers, which in my opinion are very, very underrated. If you just want to carry just a small ferro rod, you might as well have the one attached to the magnesium. Bring the camera closer so you can see that little pile of magnesium dust. So before I hit this with a ferro rod, I don't know how hot the arc is on this. Is the arc hotter than a lighter? because I know a lighter's not hot enough, a standard lighter's not hot enough to ignite that magnesium. Plus it's a hard angle to hit. But can the arc lighter? Okay, that's very impressive. I hope you guys saw that flash, but the arc lighter lit that magnesium dust. That was very surprising to me. So I'm going to get a little more magnesium dust. Then I'm going to hit this with the ferro rod to show you guys the usefulness of this. Not too shabby. Well, it ignited. I think this is a little damp. If I had a bigger pile of it, it sure would have it would have taken off a lot better, but you guys get the point. So now the next thing I want to try is the Instafire. The actual fire starter. Can I light that with a ferro rod? And if I can't light it with a ferro rod, can I light it with magnesium? So what I'm thinking is, these kind of come in these big round chunks. Let me show you that a little better. It almost looks like kitty litter, but it feels kind of styrofoamy, really light and squishy feeling. And it crumbles really easy. So I'm thinking, I'm going to try like this first, but I'm thinking I might need to crush it up a little bit into kind of a powder, and get some powder floating in there and mixed in with the other pieces, and then maybe it'll light. Ooh, it kind of wants to. Put that in the... Now that's impressive, because I really thought you needed an actual flame to light this. I'm very impressed with that Instafire fire starter. That stuff right there. So I'll let that burn down. I don't know if you can tell it's cold this morning. Need to warm my hands up a little bit. And then I'll get the next thing ready. So speaking of things that take a flame to ignite, the Esbit fuel tablet. If anybody's ever used these, they know that even with a lighter, sometimes it's hard to get these things to ignite. So I want to see if I can get one to light with the Instafire Crossfire. So far, it's lit everything that we've asked it to. Let's see if it can do one more for us. Huh, I don't know. It's like this thing has a timer on it or something, and it times out after I have it on for so long, for a few seconds, and it's not quite enough to catch this. Oh, it was starting to. Huh. I don't know. We'll give it one more try, and then I'll see how long it takes with the actual lighter. This thing might take an actual flame to actually get this to burn. Oh, it worked on the last try. I've got something here, something else that came in an alpha box. This was fish and fire cord. From the outside it looks just like standard paracord. The ends have been melted over, so I can't tell what's inside of it. I'm going to cut just a little piece off the end because in case this is really cool, I might want to make a bracelet out of the rest of it. So I'm going to open this up, pull these strands out. So I'm kind of disappointed. I was expecting one strand to be like a jute twine, and it is, but when they say fish and fire cord, I was expecting one of the other strands to be monofilament line, but it's not. It's just standard paracord inside there, the inner strands, which can be used as a decent fishing line, but it's just not as it doesn't blend in as good, or it's not as effective as a standard fishing line. You can see right there, the brown one is the piece of jute. We'll pull that out. I might have to cut this again because of that. Nope, pulls right out. So with jute twine here, you can unravel it, figure out which way it's going, that way. Start pulling it apart. I don't know who makes this, but I'm going to figure it out. And I think I'm going to get some more and make a couple of little, like a bracelet and a keychain out of this, because that's just pretty cool. I like this idea here. How you can ignite this, you can make a tinder bundle out of this to ignite with just a coal from a bow drill or a friction fire coal. That's how good this stuff works. But for today's example, it's just going to be this little tiny piece. The good old ferro rod. And just like that. Burns really fast though, so you actually want a decent sized ball of it, like an actual bird nest of this stuff, if you're going to use it to start a fire. But it did what I was expecting it to. And now I have one more thing to try out. So give me a second to get ready. Well guys, I just got home and realized something bad happened. So the last clip that I had, the last item I had to show you, I thought I recorded, but then when I went to review the footage as I got home, it turns out I recorded myself moving the tripod. So I guess when I grabbed the tripod or the camera to move it and everything, I hit the record button, and whenever I thought I was starting recording, I hit the stop button. So I'm going to try to recreate this the best I can here at home. The scenery's not as good, and the background noises aren't as pleasant either. But anyways, here we go. So the last item I wanted to show you guys today is the UCO Titan Stormproof matches. Now these are the mother of all fire starters. This is whenever it's storming out and you got your fire ready to be lit and you want to light it right now. This is what you need to use. Now these things are about $1 a pop, so I'm kind of bummed out that I have to use another one to show you because I don't like to use these. But look at the size of those guys. Look at that. That is a big old match. So let's go. All right, it's been storming, it's raining hard. You got your stuff ready to light. Your match has gotten all wet. Look at that, all wet. Still lights just fine. Let's try and blow it out. can't blow it out. The wind can't get this thing. Oh no, it got wet again. What do you know? Still burning. So then you stick it in your tinder. And bam, your fire's going. So that's going to be it for today's video. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to re-mention is since those matches are so expensive, if you guys know of another version of those that's cheaper but works just as good, let me know, because I'm all about that budget gear. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.